Welcome, everybody, to another episode and the final one of the season for the Wide Right Natty Lite Betting Show. It's our season one finale. As we get ready to close out March Madness, we'll be talking about the Elite Eight, about the Sweet 16 games and the Elite Eight games, and potential Final Four national championship matchups. I am Levi Stevenson with Austin Keeney and Jacob England. This show is sponsored by DRF Sportsbook. We've had a lot of fun with it this season. If you want to get in on the action for the last couple weekends of March Madness, go ahead and use code WRNOW1000 to receive a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 that you can cash in for the last couple weeks here. Great way to get some free money to put down on all these games, and it should be an exciting last couple weekends here, especially. We did have a pretty good weekend last week though, with a few of our predictions. I know specifically mine. I had Furman coming out of the first round and hit on that as well. I think I did take or mention Furman as a Sweet 16 potential value there. They obviously didn't make it there, but feeling pretty good there. Did anybody take Princeton? I don't think anybody took Princeton. Yeah, that'd have been a big one. You probably that was probably Princeton to the Sweet 16 was probably some pretty good odds there. But let's talk about this weekend. Talk about our Sweet 16 round. You got Michigan State, Kansas State, Arkansas, UConn, Florida Atlantic versus Tennessee, Gonzaga, UCLA, San Diego State, Alabama, Miami, Houston, Princeton, Creighton, and Xavier, Texas. Austin, what do you got your eye on for this round?
Well, I've I've got my eye on every single game, if we're being honest. You're welcome for the analysis. You know what? I'm specifically looking at that region that has Arkansas, UConn, and Gonzaga, UCLA. I cannot wait to watch those two games. Personally, I've got a 16-1 future on the DRF Sportsbook on Gonzaga to win the tournament that I took before the tournament started. So still holding on to hope with that one. I just think that's going to be a heck of a regional. That's of the four that are left, that's the one I want to watch the most.
Jacob, what about you?
I'm actually interested in the Princeton Creighton game. You know, those guys, they weren't meant to be in the Sweet 16, but here they are today. Mm-hmm. So I'm intrigued just for being an underdog story, how far those guys will go and what they will become. And there's actually some good money on that, especially if you take the over-unders or even the money line. Money line is -1.
So on Princeton Creighton line is that Creighton as a 9.5 point favorite. Creighton is -530 on the money line. Princeton +380.
That'd be some good money to really.
How far are you willing to now? How do you feel like Princeton's going to cover that?
Oh yeah, I think Princeton will cover that. Creighton is a hit or miss team.
So how far are you willing to take Princeton on a line?
You had to ask that question.
Plus 4.5. They're at plus 185.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to Princeton as a 3.5 point underdog, you get to plus 215.
I'd go that route right there. I really would. I think it's going to be a lot closer game than what people expect, especially how well they played in the last week. You know, why not go the underdog route?
Sure. Now, one thing that has been happening here a lot this weekend is a lot of these games have been hitting unders like crazy. I'm looking at some of these pairings here. You can get Princeton plus 9.5 under 140 at plus 280. Or you can get Creighton as a favorite under 140 at plus 235. So if you think these under trends are going to continue, that's maybe there. Unless you think Princeton Creighton could buck the trend and go over.
Can I tell you one thing I will definitely be doing is I will be taking Princeton money line in the first half. I've kind of stumbled into this last weekend. I love taking every single underdog to be leading at halftime. So Princeton, I had that against Missouri in the second round. I had pretty good money on that, or pretty good odds on that one. Fairleigh Dickinson against Purdue. Not only did they win the game, they won the first half. They were 8-1. So that's a trend. I don't even know if it's a trend. It's just something that I'm going to keep doing because it's fun.
Because it's fun.
Gets me action on every single game. Gives me a plus sign on every single game.
It's kind of like the optimist version of betting first inning under 1 run in baseball.
It's disgusting. Yeah.
So the first bet I ever placed was a 4-leg parlay of 4 games all going under 1 run in the first inning, and I hit it. First bet ever.
You should have retired.
I honestly should have, and I didn't. That was dumb. But
by the way, while we're talking about old bets, did you guys see the end of the Gonzaga TCU game?
Yes.
Set the stage. Last game on Sunday. I didn't have a very good weekend betting on games. I had Gonzaga up. I mean, TCU fouls down 4. They're a 4.5 point underdog with like 0.7 seconds left, and Gonzaga makes the 2 free throws. TCU rolls the ball down, does not touch it until they're like at the 3-point line. Guy picks it up and makes a shot in 0.7 seconds to cover. That was so disgusting. It was like 10:30 on Sunday night. It's the last game of the weekend, and I'm just sitting there, distraught.
Just a horrendous beat.
That was disgusting. It was so bad. And I saw it coming the whole time because the guy didn't touch the ball. He just let it roll up the floor. I'm like, he's going to pick that up and shoot it. And of course it goes in.
Yep, that's how it goes. All right. So let's look at some of these other games. What are you putting your money on, Austin? I know you talked about you're really keeping an eye on that region. What are you putting some money down on?
All right. So I like Florida Atlantic against Tennessee. This is a hat tip to a former guest of a Wide Right Natty Lite podcast, Chris Felica, the Bear. Did a little digging. He said, trying to remember exactly what it was. I think like 8 or 9 seeds to make it to the Sweet 16 against a team seeded lower than 3rd is almost every single time they've won the game outright. Couple teams that fit that trend: Florida Atlantic playing a 5 seed Tennessee and Arkansas playing a 4 seed UConn. So I'd probably be looking at both of those.
And Florida Atlantic is a team that people may not realize how good they actually are.
Yeah, they're like
very, very solid team.
They're like top 20 on Ken Palm. They're only a 9 seed because they're in Conference USA.
Right.
Like their resume is one of like a 5 or a 6 seed.
Right. They're a very, very good team. If you really want to take, this one you can get Florida Atlantic as an underdog for the first line money half, or for the first half money line.
I will have that, and I'll probably have them to win the game outright too.
Plus 163 on the first half and plus 165 on the you can just take, if you want to not include the ties in here, you can get Florida Atlantic plus 165, and for the full game money line is plus 200. So you can get some pretty good stuff there.
Yeah, 2 to 1. Give me that.
You can get, you can get Florida Atlantic as a 1 point underdog at plus 190. You can, at that point you might as well take them on the money line. But, there's Florida Atlantic is a good pick there. That was another one that I had kind of circled on there as a, Tennessee not getting past them. Jacob, what do you got?
Well, besides that Princeton one, I would put my money on that Princeton one, just covering. If you want a safe bet, I would just say go with Alabama versus San Diego State, just winning it outright. I just think that Alabama is a force to be reckoned with. They're probably going to be a Final Four contenders. So I think for a safe bet, if you guys are like, well, I need to recoup, like Austin is right now with the TCU game, I would go with an easy bet right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, we need it.
If you're really feeling like, I'm looking at these game combos from that Florida Atlantic game, you can get Florida Atlantic and the under for plus 480, or Florida Atlantic and the over for plus 440. You could if you're really feeling great about Florida Atlantic, you could kind of game the system a little bit there, put $10 down on either, and you're going to cover your cost of the other one no matter what. So you'll make money. If you're feeling really great about Florida Atlantic, you can make a ton of money on those odds.
I'd probably lean the under on that too, because if Tennessee is going to lose, it's because they can't make shots, and they're a really bad offensive team.
Right. Yeah. So you can grab plus 480 there for if you like Florida Atlantic on the money line in the under, plus 480. That's a nice little payout there for something that we all feel like is maybe even our favorite to win that game is Florida Atlantic. I'm also going to take a look at, I want to kind of shine a little bit of a spotlight. Got it back up here. I had my thing pulled up. Looking at Michigan State, Kansas State. To me, Kansas State, if you're putting money on Kansas State, that to me, that's kind of a fool's errand. As the calendar, as anyone's calendar will show you, it's January, February, Izzo, April. March is the month of Tom Izzo. And Kansas State is good, but they turn the ball over a ton. They're not a great defensive team. They're okay. They're an okay defensive team, but they're not a great defensive team, and they turn the ball over a ton. That seems like something that a Tom Izzo team is going to be able to feast on. I would like to take on that one. I'm going to take a combo on that one, actually. I'm going to take Michigan State on the money line and the under at plus 200. Not like tremendous value there, but good enough where you can feel all right about it. Or you can take Michigan State as a 2-point favorite and take the under at plus 230. If you just feel like it's going to be more than a 2-point game, I guess. So, that you can get your money there too. I don't like Kansas State in this game at all. This just seems like one of those where they're finally going to come back down to earth and realize, and the team is going to finally realize that they've got a couple really nice players, but for the most part, it's not a tremendously talented team, just a well-coached one. So I think that's where Kansas State kind of comes back down to earth a little bit, against Michigan State. So, let's see who you guys got, out of this, who's your final four out of the remaining teams here?
I guess I can go first. Okay.
Yeah, you can go first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Alabama. I think it's a pretty easy one. I really want to say FAU gets the Final Four.
I love it. I was gonna.
Yeah, give me Bama. Give me Bama, Florida Atlantic. I'll take Gonzaga just because I've got money on it, so I'm a Zags fan now. Yeah. And I really think Houston beating Texas and Kansas City. More so for the pride of the Big 12 than anything else. We can't let Texas win a regional and get to the Final Four in Kansas City when they're on their way out. So, Houston.
Jacob?
Well, I'm actually looking at the bracket that I had when I made up. And unfortunately, one of the teams went and took a poo-poo on me. I had Alabama. I had UCLA, Texas, and son of a gun. I think I'm going to go with that Florida Atlantic. I think that they're really on all cylinders right now. So I think that they can make a good run.
Love it. All right. I'll take Houston. I'm going to take Houston, Gonzaga. I really want to take Florida Atlantic.
We can't all be this high on Florida Atlantic.
I know.
You're going to jinx them like what happened last week.
I'll say Houston, Gonzaga, Michigan State, and Princeton.
Okay.
Just because. If you guys are both taking Florida Atlantic, I'm taking Princeton.
Parlay that, you get good money on it, I'm sure.
I bet you would.
Those four.
Let's see. I wonder if I can slap that thing together real quick. Let's see here. Futures. All right. So I'm taking Houston, Gonzaga, Michigan State, and where's Princeton?
The very bottom.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely the very bottom. Let's see. Let's parlay that thing. Oh, for some reason it's not letting me combine them. However, the odds are plus 5,908,400. So if I put $10 down on that,
come on, DRF.
Yeah, they're not letting me do that for some reason.
You can take our money by parlaying Princeton to get to the Final Four.
Yeah,
they know too much.
So if I take, well, I mean, Princeton by themselves is plus 10,000.
That'd be the win the whole thing though.
Oh, that is to win the whole thing. Oh, that's probably why. I I can't put anything on the money line now. Or I can't put anything on the Final Four now. Oh, wait, there we go. Teams to make the Final Four. Okay. So let's say Houston, Gonzaga, Michigan State, Princeton as a parlay. Plus 40,325. Oh, but they're still not letting me do it. Whatever. You know what?
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. I mean, that's
Yeah,
$10. I mean, at
we
a
know
$10
too
pick,
much. That's exactly right.
A $10 pick gets you $50,000.
Yeah, we know too much.
Yeah, we know far too much. That's really what's happening here.
We need to win, guys. Okay,
we've been silenced. Yeah. So, anyways, lots of interesting stuff there. So this was our season finale. I hope everybody enjoyed kind of this first season. It's kind of our trial run, kind of getting stuff figured out. Just remember that the Cardinals are going to win the NL Central this year, and we'll keep moving along. You guys got any final thoughts for the end of our season?
I knew Aaron Rodgers would go to the Jets. I knew it. And he took Alan Lazard with him.
He did, yes. Austin, how do you feel about David Montgomery leaving your Bears?
I'm sad. I mean, I'm sad more than anything else.
Matthias, I thought he was just gonna cry. I thought he was gonna cry live on air last week. He was distraught.
He could have gone to a lot of places. I'm sad that he's going to be in Detroit, but I'll probably way overpay for him in fantasy auctions this year, and I'll still find a way to support David Montgomery, even though he was playing for a rival.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, granted, I don't have a rooting interest in the Bears, so I'm definitely going to just cheer for David no matter what. But all right,
maybe the Bears can draft Xavier Hutchinson then.
There you go. All right, well, that'll wrap it up for this episode and for season 1 of the Wide Right Natty Lite Betting Show. For Austin Keeney, Jacob England, and the absent Matthias Schwarzkopf and Matt Nelson, who both made appearances on this season. Thank you guys, everybody, for watching. We'll be back again in August when college football gets fired back up. We'll be definitely counting down the days till then. Spring games are going to be starting here next month, so that's exciting. But yeah, so we'll be back around for college football and all that. So everybody, thank you for watching. We'll see you guys again.